Okay, we are live.
All right, we want to just start with chapter 1 and go over the items that he told us to scrutinize. And
Yeah.
I'll start with information technology. Just one thing that really stuck out to me. I work for a global company, and he talked about the book went over the challenge with global information translation. And so just real quick, that's one thing that stuck out to me. And the new role of managers isn't really any longer to push things through as it is to identify resources for their team to commit and to accomplish a goal. So that stuck out to me, and I definitely think it's a real thing, that the challenge with translating information that we get here in Arizona and giving it to somebody in Australia, but it's definitely making us get up every day and have to find new ways to innovate. So that's stuck out to me.
The role of the managers also stuck out to me. It's pretty much, I feel like managers nowadays are like planning out what everyone's doing now instead of just like telling them, and people are being, I feel like managers and are more like leaders in that sense. And I think it's a good thing. I think that's definitely a good change that's happened with managers.
Yeah, for sure.
Which type of team did you think we were? Because I had a little bit of trouble with that because I felt like we kind of fell a little bit under the other category. So I kind of want to know what you think on that.
I think, so far we don't really know because we're just like new. But I thought we could be a combination of both, like self-managing and self-directing.
That's what I thought so too.
Because we're almost like all of us are acting managers, right? And then we have Dr. Lane, who's kind of like the big manager,
Right.
And yeah, it kind of goes with the whole school thing, the way we're doing it as well. I mean, we're all pretty self-determined. Obviously, we're here. No one tells us when or how, and we showed, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
That's everyone's first question when I say I'm an online student. Isn't that hard? Isn't that hard to like do your homework and go? I'm like, I mean, yeah, isn't school hard in general?
Yeah. But it's so easy because like today, if I would have had to been at school at 4, I would have never made it to the campus. Are you, Evan, you're here in Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I'm here in Phoenix.
And where are you?
Kelsey? I'm in Phoenix. Oh, Kelsey.
I'm in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth?
Yeah, I'm a long ways away, so it's 8:20 for me here.
Where's Fort Worth?
Texas.
Okay, I'm in Huntington Beach, California.
Booyah.
So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Except, like, my schedule's all over the place. Because tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, I work from 1 p.m. to 11:30. So I'm just, like, totally not available.
Right. My schedule changes every week also. But I think if with our group chat that we have going, we can definitely plan to meet. And I already have my schedule for next week. So I don't know about you guys, but I will definitely be able to make a plan to meet next week.
Yeah, next week I only have to work Wednesday and Thursday night, so 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Wednesday night and Thursday night. So Friday, I'll obviously need to sleep for a few hours, but
well, we could meet maybe next like Tuesday, like a week from now.
Yeah, Tuesday would be good for me. I'm off Monday and Tuesday next week, so I'll be
off every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sorry.
You said every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday?
Right now, yeah.
Okay. And Evan, what about you next Tuesday?
I mean, honestly, I'm just 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and I can.
So Tuesday evening would be okay for everyone?
Yeah, that'd be best for me.
Okay, we can just plan on that and communicate, and if anything happens.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just looked back at the self-managing team, and I think it's, I mean, I know time will tell, but it looks like that's what we're probably going to be leading towards, because as self-managing, a manager or leader determines the overall purpose and goal of the team, but the team is at liberty to manage the methods. So, I mean, I think that's obviously what we're doing right now. So,
Right.
I think the biggest thing in what we're doing is just going to be reporting back in and accountability. So, it seems like pretty much almost all of our grade is going to be weighed on our teamwork in this project. So I forget who said it or who actually wrote it on that shared Google Doc, but they made a good point that communication that you can't be somewhere or can't do something is better than no communication at all. So
Yeah, that was Paige. You did a good job on that page, by the way.
yeah,
Oh, thank you. It was pretty basic what I put on there, but I figured we could all add to it, and just our strengths and things would make it longer, and it would look good.
yeah,
As far as the communicating, I think that, I will always respond as soon as I possibly can. I don't have my phone at work, so I won't be able to, but my work schedule shifts are only 5 hours long. They're not usually longer than that. So I'll be able to respond, within that time frame. Obviously, if I'm sleeping, I'm not going to wake up and respond, but
My response
I think that,
time during the day.
communication.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my response time during the day may be a little off, but once I wake up, since I'm having to sleep during the day, once I wake up, then I'll respond as soon as I see it. So
gotcha. All right. So next Tuesday, so we'll move on to chapter 2.
Right. Well, I was going to say one more thing about the self-managing teams. Pretty much, or not even about that. Just almost everything I've read has to do with having a goal, like a specific goal. If we don't have a specific goal, we're never going to succeed, pretty much. So I think it's important that we figure out where we're going to go and what we're going to do, so that we can start being creative with that. And not saying we have to do it right now. I just think that is something that we should do before next Tuesday.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. I think once we lay out all the assignments and then just put days that we ourselves want to put them in and submit them, would allow us to know, the days prior what we'll need to be working on. So I like it. Let's, we'll get through this stuff that he has, and then leave with some good ideas on how we want to move forward. So that's a good point.
Okay. So
That sounds good. I feel a little behind, but it's probably just me because my whole week started differently. But
no, I don't think you're behind at all. I've literally read everything right before we did this. I went through everything.
okay.
Like right before we did this. So just so that, I don't know, we would have some sort of correction. But yeah, so let's talk about chapter 2, because we do have to go through the chapters.
So essential conditions for success. What do you guys think are what do you think is essential? We've already touched on the communication, letting each other know our availabilities, being proactive.
Team expertise. What strengths we've gotten what. Obviously, Paige is good at this Google stuff and the social aspect of it, organizing everything. Me, not so much. I've been trying to have to learn all this, so I guess really nailing down everyone's strengths.
Right.
Yeah.
Would be beneficial.
What are some strengths that you guys think that you have for the team?
Mine are definitely writing and editing. I didn't see much like APA formatting, but I'm pretty much That's one thing, putting documents together.
That's good. That's good.
So there's that.
Someone has, see this I'm not good at, is the portfolio thing. Like, as far as creativity and layout goes,
Yeah.
that's something that I'm not very good at. Like, to make it visually appealing, I guess.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying to get better at it, but
I can hook that too.
Oh.
I know. Sorry, he's so needy. So I do this as well. See, we're building camaraderie, but I paint.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
That's awesome.
So we can. I mean, I think I can put something together. I know we're supposed to have a logo and some kind of a theme. Has anybody thought about that?
Yeah, we do. We need what did we need? A name, a logo, and something
And a
else?
slogan,
Slogan.
I think.
Slogan.
I think before we decide all that, though, I think we kind of need to pinpoint like what direction we want to go, what country we want to choose, and things
I
like
agree.
that. Because a name that we pick, like the ones that he used as examples, were just like generic, like Fantastic Four and Tenacious Trio. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather come up with something more original
I
that
agree.
had to do with where we pick.
Okay, that is a very good point.
I think everything we're about to discuss is going to take us right back to where are we going and what are we doing.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's probably like going to be the main thing.
Oh, that brings a good point. When I was reading chapter 2, I starred this. Let's see. It says, skill is not enough. We must also be motivated and engaged to perform. Self-motivation and external motivation. So he was very adamant about us motivating each other and pulling out each other's strengths and using each other's strengths. I pretty much wrote down that we can't be engaged and motivated if the goal isn't something that we're all passionate about. So I think it's definitely something that we all need to agree on and really,
Yeah.
I mean, he wants us to do it as if it was real. So I want us to all be excited for it, you know? So that, I mean, obviously that's the key to success here in team management or engagement.
That's because I'm not talking.
And then Evan,
Who did I don't know. I haven't saved all the names yet. I just got a text. I'm not talking. So, I mean, to look at. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you all. I'm a very structured person. Like, I do have all this done up to this point, and I'm very kind of linear in what I do. So, with that being said, I enjoy more observing what other people can contribute. And then once I feel like I'm getting a good idea on where everybody's going to be able to contribute, value, then, that's where I'll interject. But I don't like talking a lot. I like just doing, I like listening. And then, once I listen enough, then we can gather a plan and move forward. Yeah, if we're all sharing, things about each other, I have my little paper, like going down the list on what needs to be done. It's what drives my wife crazy, but
I'm really the exact same way. I have to have things written down in front of me, and I'm very organized in my own head, so I write it down on paper, and I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, so I don't mean to sound like I'm not contributing. I just I'll be over vocalized when I'm passionate about something, and then when it's areas, I'd rather listen to each of you and see where we can contribute. Because again, I think everybody's going to be able to offer services and value to whatever goal we accomplish. But my OCD mind is like, well, let's get through chapters 1 and 2, and then we'll talk about that. So.
Right.
It's. I apologize in advance. I'm twitching over here because I'm looking at chapter 2 and what we should go over, and 4 and 6, and because ultimately that goal and what we want to do is still on our list. I don't do well when I personally go between a lot of different things. I don't really give good quality myself if I give kind of partial contributions to certain things, but rather than just going down the list, everybody giving their, 2 cents and then, moving forward. So that's about as much as I'll say this whole time. So that's it.
Well, you already contributed kind of a lot with your knowledge of someone that goes to another country, small town, another country, and we've already discovered a problem because of that. So good job, Evan.
Oh,
And I'm an artist, like musician girl. So if I'm ever all over the place, just go, Stacy. Okay, I'm cool with that.
yeah, I mean, it's a class at the end of the day. I think this guy wants more creativity and fun than he does, people being robotic. So I don't mind sitting back and allowing things to, people to talk because it's all good. I just, I have a hard time popping out of my own brain and moving to different things.
Okay. Well, one good thing we got is resources. We have to consider the resources wherever we choose to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you like to go, Evan?
I mean, honestly, I know that we're all catching up on reading. And again, time's going to tell how Dr. Lane's going to assess everybody's contribution, because it looks like he's going to be watching. So, I think when we all come prepared after doing the reading, we can blow through that in the first 5-10 minutes and then move on to, the main.
Yeah, let's finish the reading so we can talk about the trip.
We're social loafing right now. Is that what's going on?
There we
Chapter.
go.
That is wonderful.
I did write that down, yeah. So it says the cure is, actually I couldn't find a cure specifically from the group, because it said that, just the more people, the less contributions. But I noticed that when people specifically identify somebody, like, hey, Kelsey, what do you have, or what do you think? I think that's a good way to, keep people, and myself included, like what you said when you texted me, like, we can't hear you. That gets me to speak up and start offering. So,
I think that Dr. Lang definitely wants us to push each other. I think that he wants us to, and he wants us to all gain another skill. So I think it's great that we're all different.
Yep.
Yeah. That's very cool.
So did anybody read or even a few sentences of 4 and 6 and want to highlight maybe what they read or what they're looking at right in front of them?
I have my little, hold on.
In chapter 4, it lays out that there's 3 factors in a group that, I don't remember what the chapter was called. But it was tasks, people, and process. And under tasks, I really, and in my last class, I really know that replanning is something that you have to do throughout a project plan for it to be successful, because things do change. You get sick, your car breaks down, you have to go to work. I don't know, a bunch of million different things happen. And especially working in a group, there's 4 people things can happen to, not just yourself. So we are going to have to constantly replan in our in each of our tasks. And I think that, and then team authority was another one, is doing what you want to do. And I think that's great, but I think I really, really, really want us to communicate.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, go for it. Throw it on the Google Docs. That's like that's why I created that. That's why I put that psychological contract on there, because it's not only mine, it's all of ours. So I think that the team authority is great, but I think that you should communicate if you do something.
And not unevenly. Also, chapter 6. No uneven communication.
I actually wrote that one down. I thought the statistics were interesting about, the ratio of the contribution of communication between the amount of people there. So what I liked, and it's kind of like what we're all doing and contributing to already as a solution, was the pre-discussion polling. So, like a lot of times in workplaces before a team meeting, maybe a good manager would send out an agenda.
Yeah, for sure.
A week in advance and say, hey, we're going to talk about this issue. Let me know what's going on. So maybe the quiet person or more introverted person feels more comfortable, emailing something they may know more about than the rest of the team, rather than, just, the loud person talking, and maybe they're contributing something good, but I think we're already accomplishing that. Everybody contributes, and, just be open. So, and that's from chapter 6. So I think that could wrap it up if anybody else doesn't, if you don't have something to say.
I mean, that's all I got out of chapter 4, really. Obviously, and another one was the time. We don't know how long these assignments are going to take, so we just have to know our time limits and do things before the due date. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, as far as working in a team, I've always done that in my teams because I'm never going to be held responsible for my team getting, being, in a position where we have to throw something together or whatever. So I just think that time's something we need to consider.
Yes, time management for sure. Individually and as a group. Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so let's get on this project. Let's decide what we want to do, and I think that will, in and of itself, give us the slogan and whatever. I forget that one other
slogan, name, and logo.
Yeah, name and slogan. So, what was the location that you had said earlier?
Sri Lanka.
Okay.
I don't know if that's too big or I don't know. That was just one place that came up. 42% live on less than $2 a day. Access to education, Medicare, social assistance programs is limited. I pretty much just wrote down to teach children basic education, basic life skills, and then after watching the laser visions, I wrote down Stacy's idea to build tiny houses.
Is that SRILANKA?
Yes, with a space.
Okay, so the country of Sri Lanka is 20 million, and there's definitely a bunch of places we could choose to do something. I don't know. I mean, what's today? Today's Wednesday?
Yes.
I mean, do we want to throw out some names and locations and then we can study them, or do we want to definitively know the place and what we want to do? Because I would love to do Sri Lanka. I just don't know the needs there right now. Right.
No. Yeah, that's fine. We can. Again, I'm open to if you already know a country that has a need. I'm open to finalizing, or I'm open to looking up. It's up to everyone.
Yeah, that's something we definitely.
We could just help California with their water problem, if you don't mind, Paige.
I think that we definitely have to go out of the country.
Gotcha. California might be a little big.
That's not even me. That's a per professor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. South Africa. Oh no, I was just kidding. My buddy from California always talks about the drought.
I think we're out of the drought technically now.
Yeah,
nice.
poured months ago, didn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they lifted it about a month ago after all that rain came in.
Oh yeah.
I lived in Yuba City, Marysville. It's north of Sacramento, where the rivers all meet, and we flooded like that, and the levee broke. I left. I'm I'm done. All my life at California, yay! And I'm no, bye. I'm out
here.
It is beautiful. It's so expensive, though.
Oh, it's very expensive. I'll never settle down here.
Yeah, it's expensive.
But
I'm the cheap one.
To live while I'm hanging out.
Yeah. That's why I always.
I'm just looking on the internet right now at different. I just typed in cities of Sri Lanka and needs, and I'm reading some good things. So don't mind my.
No, it's fine. That's fine.
Why don't we pick a place where Christopher Columbus... Didn't Christopher Columbus find this island? Or am I thinking of the wrong little... You're looking at Sri Lanka, right?
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
You must have gone to a lot of places because, that's a lot of traveling.
I think that was Tobago or somewhere. Yeah, I bet it was. It was Colombia, I think. Anyway, let's not get into that history. Okay. So, yeah, we do need to identify some needs. Because there's a lot of places on that little continent.
Yeah. We can always choose one that's close to the airport too, because we have to think about transportation.
Okay.
This is another thing that I have fun with is traveling outside of the country. I haven't done it as many times as I would like to, but
You've got a good professor. I don't know if you all have looked at his Facebook. And in the information about him, it says all the places he's gone to.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I tried to ask him what the best country to travel to is, and he told me whatever country I'm going to next as far as this project.
His energy is definitely awesome.
Yes, it definitely is. He's going to be very inspiring, especially for myself and the next few years I've pretty much dedicated to traveling after school is over.
I would not watch tiny house videos, and ever since I saw myself admit that it's something that I want so much, but I feel like it's so far away, I've been watching tiny house videos like crazy. I'm amazed, and I'm kind of pumped up about it, actually.
You can definitely do that for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's weird trying to when my kids are grown and they left, and so I'm just like, what do I do now? It was weird for about a year. I didn't know what to do. I've only been taking care of kids, and then I have a grandson, so now it's like, I can have the kid, and then you just give him back to mom and dad. It's great. Now I know what to do.
You know, it'd be cool. I mean, I'm just, as we're brainstorming, but I just thought of Paige's remarks on traveling and, you know, obviously all the resources that the United States has. And I guess maybe realistically, it might be difficult with the current White House situation and foreign travel. But I was just looking at top 10 small business ideas to help third world countries. And with what Paige said about traveling is that it would be a good idea to start a non-for-profit that allows that raises money for people in certain areas to travel to like they would go to Washington or Seattle, Washington, and Microsoft would do a tour and teach them about the internet and how it's developed, and it'll teach them coding. And it's like a 6-week little thing, and it doesn't exist yet. But I thought it'd be cool to develop a traveling system to allow people in smaller cities of third world countries to travel to a specific area and see, you know, what resources are available that they could then go back and, you know, start studying and try to implement.
Yeah, because if we're talking about people who probably can't get 30 miles to a city regularly, if ever. You know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. Maybe that's a small amount of miles, but I kind of like the education thing, though. I mean, depending on how we zoom in on where we're going, technology could probably scare people. But educating, you know, going along with your laser vision, you know, just helping people.
That's what I.
Right. Yeah. That also kind of correlated with your laser vision when I was doing. And obviously, we don't have to. We can teach them anything. It's that leaves it open.
Right.
We only have $10,000 as well. I wrote down something about books too. If we brought books over, that not only were books about what we were teaching them, but we could also teach them to read as well, because I'm sure that some of them don't know how to read. So it would kind of be like 2 in 1 in that sense.
Right.
So whatever we decide, I think that we should throw in bringing books to explain what we're doing, to also teach them how to read. Or I don't know, maybe that's too much to do.
Oh, heck yeah. I think obviously maybe with what we're talking about in the cities and, these places in the middle of nowhere, it would be awesome to say, let's bring them, what are those little reading devices? They're like an iPad, but it's just for reading.
Right, I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
Like just download like 10,000 books on, 50 of those. And maybe I think they're only like, I don't know, I don't think they're expensive. But
Take a solar panel.
just going along with that, trying to get your biggest bang for your buck. If you can buy one of those Kindles, Kindles, I think.
There you go, yeah.
It's like $60 and you can put like 10,000 books on it. And so
That's
if you were to
idea.
bring, just going along with that, I think the main principle we want to do is to educate and to bring knowledge to areas that simply don't have that, and let
Right.
them make their applications on how they want to use it.
That's what I was
American right there.
That's what I was thinking more of, because we're only going to be there for so long. So I thought it would be more long lasting if it was something that they pretty much kind of have to teach themselves, but at least they have the resource.
Yep.
Now. So I don't know.
But
Kelsey? Oh, sorry.
What's that?
I was like,
Go ahead.
Kelsey, anything you might think of for
I
helping?
think something like that, but then we got to take into account like the Kindles, how long the charge stays, because I mean they may not have a means of charging electricity, things like that. So
Yeah.
we'd have to take that into account and add that to the budget if we're gonna need to take things, charging stations or something like that as well.
Yeah. Like solar, bring a solar charging station.
yeah,
I
We're
don't know what
doing
else
this.
you'd be able to do.
We're doing
Something-
this. Just put a big old
something along those
pole in the
lines.
middle of their place and let that charge.
Whatever works.
see there
Yeah.
you just
But no,
touched on
I think
something.
that's a good idea, but
Kelsey, there we go. See that brings innovation. So it's a good idea.
How will they receive it though?
Receive what?
Receive some kind of technology like that, like people who don't have
you
electricity.
kidding me? You
We're
have
going
Bill Gates. Yeah, I mean, those exist. So like solar charging stations exist.
Oh, for sure.
and it's
But
very
I
low
mean,
maintenance as well.
Yeah.
how will their culture? Would we be like infringing on their beliefs, or like all these things? We have to figure out where we're going.
Yeah.
We have to figure out where we're going.
Right.
What if we all said by Friday we contribute, maybe 2 areas each and a need in each area, and then we can all choose, or maybe 1 area, whatever. We can make it as simple as possible. But I would love to hop on Google, and now at least when I look at areas, I can look
Yeah, at
at
least we have a pinpointed.
yeah.
For
So
the
maybe
most part, then we can
yeah.
look at cities in that country as well and
Yeah.
see what our
Also-
options are that way.
Like BBC has like weekly stories, things like that about trouble in different countries, just like this, like we're talking about. Maybe if if I come across the podcast or whatever, it's available online, you can play back through months. Maybe I could shoot a couple of those out at us and maybe just take a listen. Because there are the people talking. I mean, they go in and they talk to people and they ask about all these things too. So that might be an option.
Okay, so by Friday, do we want to say by like Friday evening sometime? Just text each other one place and one need specifically, and not necessarily if you have an idea on what you want to teach them, but not necessarily. And then we'll see which ones cross over. Maybe 2 people's needs will be the same, or you know what I mean. And we'll see who we think has the best idea.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Okay, and that's
Wonderful.
a need. And so
So a specific town with a need.
okay.
Oh, I wrote specific. I didn't even write town.
So we're gonna stick with Sri Lanka then, and then pick a specific town in Sri Lanka?
I'm open to any other country, sir.
Okay,
So that's up to you.
that works.
Be in Africa or, I don't know. I was looking all over the place. I don't know where I want to go.
I know there's too many options.
You do. You want to
I
go
know.
to Barcelona?
Yes, I do really want to go to Barcelona. Okay. Oh, and the last thing I do think we need to touch on is this project charter. What did you think about? Does anyone look over that?
Let's see.
Oh,
Where was let me. Oh right.
It's
okay,
it's
I
one of
got
the tasks, and it brings up a pretty.
it. Yeah, I've got it. I
Um,
haven't watched that.
I haven't watched the video either. Actually, Evan, have you watched that
I'm trying to pull it up.
or even looked at it? Because I'm a little confused. So that's why I was asking.
yeah. If you watch the video, you'll be like, boom, your eyes will be open to what that's asking.
Okay.
But
So we still need to know our place before we can do this.
a little bit. I mean, of course, not the title. The background is going to be like, probably, because it's going to be kind of like us collectively, who we are, what we care about, what we're passionate about, and why we want to help these people, right? So we kind of have to know who we're helping.
Okay, so we can't really do this until.
Yes.
Okay, now when's that due? Is that also due? Are all of these things due next Saturday?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
End of week 2. We're doing what we're doing right now. We watched the video. Yeah. It's looking like team identity, choose a team name, logo, and slogan. Anything like by 4 or 5 of week 2. So
I think once we decide the country and the specific need, then I think we could.
Yeah.
Each,
Yeah, we can turn that in. We can do
So
that
once
before
we-
Saturday.
Yeah. So once we know on Friday, what specific.
We'll also
place,
decide.
Then, yeah, I think we could
Okay.
at least start brainstorming and have a decision by Saturday then on what our logo, name, and slogan is.
Okay, and then I think it'd be really cool, Stacy, if you drew us a logo that was like completely, original. That would be really
Yeah.
cool.
I-
It doesn't have to
Okay.
be
I'm
like
all
crazy
for-
intricate. Like, don't take a bunch of your time on it, but
Yeah,
No,
just
well, I
something
was
real
just
quick.
thinking, like, even if we think of something prior to that and we all know, then I can just start sketching it out.
right.
Because I don't,
That's
right
hard
now,
if we don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
I know. Like right now, it's just like, blah. I can
But
draw some.
if
But
we
at
tell
least we
him
have
that-
like an idea now of like.
I
what-
think that if we tell him that, like, I think we'll be fine. That if you're drawing a logo, like, I think he'll be okay with you turning it in when you're finished with it. If we figure it out on Friday and you draw it like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have to have a team name to have a logo. So.
Right. Okay. So Friday, let's just keep in touch, and Friday, let's really get back in touch with all of this. And I think that's all. I'm gonna stop broadcasting now,
Okay.
unless anyone has anything else to say.
Nope. I'm great.